Hello, Devangi. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's 12:13. No,
Yes.
I think students are joining. So I request you to start from the beginning once again.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, because I think you have completed one or two or three slides, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you could able to start from the beginning, that would be there.
Sure, so I think till now only 26 people have joined, so perhaps we'll have to wait a little
Yeah.
longer.
People are joining. No. Yeah.
Yes, we'll wait till at least 70 students have joined, so that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Uh, if it would be great if you like if the students could put put it in their chat in their batch groups that the session has started, so that
Yeah,
if
student.
someone would have
Some.
missed
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. Student, please. Put it in your group WhatsApp group so that others can. Yeah, I think they are joining. Manish, hello. Manish, what you are talking? I am not understood your question.
So actually, yesterday I saw the emails and yesterday I saw all the emails, WhatsApp join link and all that. So I was about to join that link, but it says that the link is reset. You cannot join the group now.
No, I think we have not shared any WhatsApp link. No, we
Yeah,
have shared. You're talking about something. Actually, I couldn't join the WhatsApp group. It says the link is reset.
yeah, the batch that batch group.
Oh, batch group you are talking about. I think
Yeah.
I'm not aware about it because I think that group has created somebody from your batch. Maybe you could you know restrict.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, sir. There was someone I told on that mail that what to do to that that sir said that to contact the college.
College?
Yeah.
No.
Um,
Actually,
Manish, you may check the chat box. I think your batchmates are talking about.
something. Yeah.
Only your batchmates would be able
Some-
to help you with that,
exactly.
because your
Yeah.
batch, like
Okay.
we, the students create the group, no? So, you may have a talk with them.
Okay.
Sir, almost
Thank you.
82 people have joined. So I
Yeah.
think we can start with the session.
Exactly. Sure.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Devangi. I'm a fourth year law student and a BLLB, and I'm the SCC EBC ambassador for this semester. We some students may have missed to join the earlier session, so I'll repeat the introduction that I gave earlier. So in today's session, we'll be discussing the main focus would be how to navigate and use SCC. What are the various features available on SCC Online, which is the one of the leading databases and something that you will have to use in your internships and your moot courts while preparing for research, or even if you want to understand a particular topic. But and along with that, I will be giving a brief understanding of what legal research is. I've prepared a presentation which I would like to present. Yes. So essentially, one has to understand that. Can you see my screen? If someone could confirm.
Yes.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So essentially, the legal profession, or like even studies, legal education uh, is essential. You cannot do it without legal research. So everything from your moot courts to you actually presenting in the law, or whatever stream you choose to select, it you will have to do legal research. It's law is essentially an academic discipline, and what you might understand what research in general is, and that the same would apply to law. In legal research would essentially is the process of identifying and retrieving information necessary to support your legal decisions, your legal arguments, or uh, or or the question of law that you are attempting to answer. And what you use several tools to do that. So the main tool would be case law research, that what have because India relies heavily on judicial decisions to to understand what the law is, and even to argue, like most of advocacy and legal policy making is dependent on what judges have said or interpreted the law as. So the major aspect of legal research would be case law research. Other than that, it would be doctrinal research. Doctrinal research would involve what have the legal theories been, what jurists have said over the period of time, and an analysis of that. Interdisciplinary research is when you involve socio-economic, political, historical analysis or research to support your legal arguments or to support your theses. So, for example, if one has to understand what the marital law exemption is, and whether it is justified or not justified, would involve an interdisciplinary research of how the law has evolved, what is the social position of women, what is the political will of the government to to have that exemption in place. Only when you do like an interdisciplinary analysis of the law will you be able to form an opinion on and understand what is the consequence of the exemption and whether it should stay or not. Comparative research is when you compare the law, what the existing law is in different jurisdictions. So that could be in the way of what their law is, like on paper, that is statutory law, or what the, for example, what the judges have said in the America regarding freedom of speech, and what the judges say in India regarding freedom of speech, and then you compare the two law to find the gaps in law, or to argue for a different approach. And empirical research, now it is one should not think that the legal field or the legal research will not include will only focus on what the law says, or would only focus on social political aspects. Legal research is often supported by data. Rather, it should be supported by data. For example, if one has to argue that there is an abuse of the sedition law, and you might have noticed that there's a this organization, Article 14, that recently published a data oriented report on how the sedition law is used in India to suppress dissent. And what they did was an empirical analysis, that is analysis of a quantitative analysis of various case laws and of various news reports to make their argument. So these are some of the research methodologies that one can use to do legal research. Now, in law school, legal research is mostly you will be doing legal research mainly in your internships, where you are given questions of law, or you're given some points that your that you will have to find arguments in support of, where you will do case law research, or you will look into how the law has evolved. And the other is moot court, for your moot court purposes. Third is for writing, publications, and research scholarship. And then perhaps if you are interested in publications and producing articles, blogs, and research papers. In all of this, you will be requiring real research tools, and we would an SCC as a platform. And one more thing, if you look at MyLoft, there are multiple databases and journals available where you could find information to do legal research. And SCC essentially is a database of Supreme Court and High Court judgments. But other than that, there are various other features also available on SCC, which would guide and help you in your legal research. So I would now like to share my screen and present the SCC website. If there are any questions, I would prefer that you put it in the chat box instead of unmuting yourself in the middle of the session, so that the flow is not disturbed. And if you want to unmute yourself and ask, you may do it once we have completed the session. Yes. I hope my screen is visible.
No, as of now.
It's not?
It's just loading.
It is.
Oh.
It is now.
Great. Yes. So as you can see, this is the SCC Online dashboard. You need to use MyLoft to open. I hope all of you have your MyLoft credentials. If not, you will receive them from a library. You can approach Togam sir for that later. But when you open MyLoft and you go to the resources option, there is the option of databases, and there you can easily find SCC. When you open SCC, it is recommended that you use your own email ID, that is your ILS official email ID, to sign in under the IP login option. And then once you do that, this is the first page that you see. Now, this is everything that SCC has to offer. So if you look at my library, there is this option of so before getting into how you look for case laws and how you look for judgments, I would like to show this. This is something new that SCC has introduced, and it is quite interesting. The option of curated topics. So what SCC has done is that I'm sorry, I'll have to log in again. Yes. So curated topics. So they have done so for constitutional law, public law, corporate law, intellectual, etc. And they have tried to present all information regarding one topic under this head. So for example, right now there are only 3 subtopics. So if there's if you select basic structure, you will find that every possible why is it saying no results found? I'm sorry. The point is, yes. So under privacy, they have curated and collated information regarding all the constitutional documents, case laws, treaties, conventions, everything regarding privacy is here. So if you have to research or you want to understand the topic of privacy, you can just go to the curated topics option. This is will be highly helpful for your moot court research if you are researching, if you have a mood problem related to something that is already available on SCC, you can just go to the curated topics option, see if the moot point, or for example, if you're studying and for example it's family law and you're doing let's say Muslim personal law, and if you can find the topic that you want to find in the list available, so we have Muslim law, and they will have statutes, rules, bills, and case laws all in one place. So this is highly helpful, and you'll not have to, it's easy to navigate information regarding particular topics. So it becomes easy to find information in one place other than looking at finding it through other resources. Then there is law reports. Now, as you might know, that judgments are uploaded on law reports, and not all judgments are uploaded on law reports. Only 15 to 20% of the important judgments are selected to be uploaded on law reports, like All India Report, SCC, not SCC, sorry, law journals like the Criminal Law Journal, All India Cases, etc. Now, this is helpful if you want. For example, I want to know all criminal law cases in 2022 January. For some reason, I want to go through them. So I could just find Criminal Law Report, the Criminal Law Journal. And then you can just select, for example, 2022 Criminal Law Journal. And this is not very helpful when you have to find, for example, if I'm looking for a case law on murder by knife, this will not be the route I'll go through. But if I have to find out every criminal law case from 2022, then I could just everything that has been reported in the journal is available, and I can just go through them. This would be I think this would be helpful in term if you're researching, if you're trying to write a paper or something regarding development of criminal law, or if you want to do a very niche research on what is happening um, in a particular period of time in an area of law. So that is law reports. We'll go through this later. Then browse acts and rules. So all statutes, you mainly central legislations, all of them, and some international legislations are available on SCC. And along with that, rules, central acts and rules are available. So if I have, and you can, so there is, so for example, these are the central legislations that are available. You can also go letter wise. So if I go M, I find these are the state legislations that are then available. So everything on M is under M categories here, and all the central legislations are here. Rules, and you will find that it is the legislations available on SCC are updated, are up to date, and it's easy to navigate through the legislations here. You can also save them to a folder, so you can create folders on SCC, and then everything can be added to that folder. So what you have to do is you just have to select here, add to your SCC folder. So this is not the folder I want to add, for example, this legislation in. I can just create a new folder and add that information there. This is highly helpful for your moot court research. So if your moot court is regarding a CPC problem, you could just have, so this is just and particular sections also. For example, I just want the savings part saved, then I could just add it to a folder. Then this is share option. This is the link that will open if you just want to access this particular section 4 of the CPC. You can change font size, you can print, you can email, you can save. So when you save it gets saved as a PDF file, and the PDF file is then sent to your email ID. And the email ID would be the ILS email ID you've used to log in. And this is read aloud option. This is for accessibility purposes. So if you select that, the 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 like there's the voice that would read aloud whatever is presented on the screen. So there is that. Everything is hyperlinked. Everything you can select, and if there's some other legislation included, legislations mentioned included, then it would open to a new link. So you would find that, and there are also comments available. So it is not bereft of the commentary of the law, and everything is hyperlinked to the particular legislation. So I would say that it's quite easy to use SEC to go through your legislations and to make notes, etc. So that's acts and rules. You can also use the funnel option here. So, for example, the funnel option is essentially the filter. So if I want to find all the possible legislations available on, I don't know, let's say, I am finding rural legislation or something like that, and I search rural. So everything that has the word rural in it will appear. From rules to acts to central legislations to state legislations, you can use that to find the particular legislation you want to look for. So it's that. Are there any questions? I'll just go through the chat once. You can put your questions in the chat, just at the same time, and I can look at them and answer them right there in case you forget them later. Then there are browse articles. So there are certain journals that are included or are uploaded on the SEC. So for example, there are some law review journals, not some, many law review journals, and you can find your articles. You can also, you have access to multiple journals through SCC, which I think is highly helpful. In case MyLaw does not have access to those journals, you can use the SCC platform to go through these journals. So there's the NLSIU Social Legal Review, which is highly reputed journal for social legal issues, and you can you cannot look for articles here per se. So for example, I cannot type, for example, if you're looking for articles on privacy, you cannot type privacy here, because that's not how the journals work. But if you can use the filter option again to find your journal, or find for example, you're looking for commercial law, if the topic is related to commercial space, you can type commercial here, and all law journals related to commercial law will be there, and then you can find your article or find your journal. There are all other than law review journals, under the article section you will also find something, the Tagore law lectures. Now the Tagore law lectures are these very famous historical lectures given on mainly on family law issues, but also issues related to property, fraud, contract, wills, given from in the 19th and 20th century, and given by famous scholars of the time. And it would, so if you want to dwell deep into a particular topic, this is highly recommended, and all of these lectures are available on SCC, which you might not easily find online. There are also collected essays on particular topics. So there's also collected essays on space laws. So they have collected essays from different journals and put them under this heading of space law, and you can find them here. So this is the articles option. Then browse secondary material. So under this category, one second. There is no limits on downloads. You can download, and it would automatically be saved as a PDF in your device. So it gets automatically downloaded. The second option is you can email it to yourself, but there is no limit as a secondary material would include constitutional documents, historical trials. So this is very interesting. That you have trials of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Maharaja Nand Kumar, which is quite a famous case in the under the legal history heading, and documents related to these trials are also available and quite in detail. So if you're someone who's a history buff or you want to go find this information, that's available. Bills in Parliament are also presented here. So year wise, you can find bills that were introduced in the Parliament, uploaded on SCC. Policy documents like or so for example, policy documents on animal welfare, that so this can also be, so this is the one that they have available on SCC. So if you're researching on a particular agricultural issue, and you want to check if there are some policy documents that the government might have presented, you can find it under this heading. So you can see that it's SCC it's not just to be used for finding your case laws. I think one of the most important and powerful research tool that you can find on SCC are the journals, because there are quite many journals and reports available, national and international, which you can use to be abreast with every contemporary scholarship and publication that is going on. And the only way to write and is to read more and more. So yes, then there are your treaties. So international and national treaties that we have signed are available. Bilateral and multilateral treaties documents are available on SCC as well, and almost everything you can find. So there's the Arab Charter on Human Rights. You'll also find the UN Charter, the ICCPR, and things like that. And also bilateral treaties signed between countries, especially signed between India and other countries, is available. So India and Armenia. The DTAA is essentially the double taxation. These are DTA are essentially taxation related treaties that you can find. Highly helpful in moot court research, I must say. And then there are moot court resources. So SCC collaborates with different moods, right? So when it does that, it uploads information regarding the mood. So there are problems, in most cases problems, but in some cases you can also find memos and extra information, resources that the moot court organization committee must have provided to its participants. So this is quite helpful that you can find. So if you're, for example, you're participating in the Nalsar Biarsoni moot, you can find the problem statements. So here, as I said, in some cases it also provides with the memo, and you can find these you can then use these memos as a sample or as a for your preparation. Great. And there's this option of legal and business news. So every contemporary news that is going on, that is also uploaded on SCC, and most of it is related to business. So it's uploaded day wise, as you can see. So I can find whatever business related news, legal business related news, that is essential, and that is in quite detail. So everything is explained. In this case, I think it's some order. I think this is some case, and it. Excuse me. And the case is explained in its entirety in brief. So this is quite helpful. So this was regarding as I said, non case law research that you can do on SCC. Are there any questions until now? I hope I was not very fast, but this is something that actually is quite easy to understand, and therefore I did not like explain everything in detail. I suggest that you explore these options by yourselves, and if you find difficulty in saving a file, or let's say finding something particular that you're looking for, you can always reach out to me. But I will say that it is quite easy to navigate. All you have to do is search for whatever thing that you're looking for. You type in the filter option and you will be able to find it, unless it is not uploaded on SCC. If there are no questions, I will proceed with case law research. You can raise your hand. Yes, Vanshika, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, could you show us again where we can access the news, the legal news?
Sure. It's so, as you can see, business legal. It's written right. The red tiles. Sorry. The red tile of browse legal business news. You go there, and then under it, for example, I'm looking for business news in international courts. You select international courts. You select the particular year that you're looking for, and for we have, and then so this is the news under the international court area from 2nd March. So this is a case where you see in the beginning there's a case note. In brief, they've explained what the case is about, and then the facts, what is the trajectory, what are the arguments raised, everything, and then you can read the order here as well. So the news is regarding court judgments basically when they say news, and mostly in the area of business, but it's quite well presented so that it's easier for you to going on. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I also wanted to ask that if you would recommend that we follow this news on a daily basis so that we can like stay appraised on what's happening in the legal world.
I mean, I think yes, you can. If business news is an area that you are interested in, instead of a daily basis, I think you could check it on a weekly basis, because not everything happens daily. This is a very niche field. It's just business legal news, but only if this if you want to be most information you can find through live law and normal news portals. You could perhaps use this to make sure that you have not missed on anything, and if this is the field that you are interested in.
Okay,
But
so basically, if like I follow live law on live law, so if I want some details and if it's related to business news, then I can find that case in detail here.
correct, right. So the history of the case, the facts, the arguments, you can find it over here. I would rather recommend it if, for example, you are trying to write on a contemporary issue, or you're trying to understand something that is ongoing, or something that happened, this happened between 9th to 15th March, and then I think it would be very helpful. This feature would be more helpful in that case, um, instead of like a daily following of news.
Okay, understood. I understood how to access this. Yes.
Ebooks are not available on SCC, Shakshi, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Ebooks are available. We have under Enlist, if you would check on MyLoft, various ebook portals. For example, Oxford, Cambridge. These are the ones that I recall, but there are also other ebook portals available. We don't have subscription to EBC yet, which is the online bookstore of SCC EBC books, but the books are not available on SCC at the moment. Someone else raised their hand. Where are we supposed to get? So there is the SCC ID. You have to access SCC from MyLoft. So you download the MyLoft extension on your laptop, or you download the MyLoft app on your phone. You sign in from the credentials that you will be provided by the library to sign in into your MyLoft account. Then from the MyLoft account, you go to the option of resources. I will show it in a while. At the end of the session, I will show the how to use MyLoft as well. So you log in, you select SCC under MyLoft under the resources options, and then you only put in your college ID, for example, whatever is your official ILS email ID. Any restriction to access? No, there are no restrictions. You can browse as long as you want. The only thing with SCC is that if you leave it inactive for a while, it gets logged out, and you might have to log in again. But that's not a restriction as such. Yes, Siddharth.
Yeah.
You may ask a
Am I audible
question.
to you?
Yes, you are.
Let's just say that I want to search for a case law about maybe POXO Act that DNA evidence is not conclusive for giving bail grants.
Yes, yes.
So how can you give me an example? Can you show me that how to search for this case law?
Yes, I will get to it. So I have not started with case law research yet. I was showing the other non-case law resources that are available in SCC. But can you just type the particular question that you asked me in the chat so that I can use that as an example to show how case law research is done on SCC.
Okay, I will. And second question, is it SSC is more like a academic research center or more like a professional point?
It is both actually. So professional lawyers use SCC. They might. The thing is that even for professional purposes, you don't just have to. So I will say that professional legal research is academic in nature, because when you, whatever case law point, whatever argument that you have to make, or whatever compliance that you have to do in case of corporate law, you will have to understand what the law says academically. So what are the statutes, what are the bills, what are the treaties, what is the what the scholars have said, and what are the arguments on both sides. So this is where the journals come in. So if you can find articles in favor of your
I
point,
don't
or
mean that. What I mean is, if tomorrow if I go and do advocacy in Pune, should I use SSC or there are any other platform that should I use? Or for example, today I'm a student of ILS. Should I use this for academic purpose or should I? Matlab,
I got your
get what I'm
question.
saying.
I got your question. Yes. So I would say you should, everyone, all the leading lawyers and academics both use SCC. I'm not saying it just because I'm an ambassador here, but I have interned in multiple places, and everyone uses SCC mainly because you find every judgment there, and the Supreme Court and High Court accepts only SCC. SCC, like some judges don't even accept Manupatra judgments. They only accept SCC judgments. So there is no other option but to use SCC. Yes, Kshitija. Kshitija, Anaga, whoever wants to go first, you may unmute yourself.
May I?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, so my question is regarding the access to SCC. As you said that through MyLoft, we have to access SCC. So even if I open SCC through MyLoft, I need to log in. So I'm not clear as to how am I supposed to actually access SCC.
Okay, so what I'll do is, once I'm done at the end of the session, I will just show the process of how to log into SCC at the end of the session. Okay, Anaga, just remind me in case I forget, but I will make sure that I do that. And
Sure.
in terms of citing, yes. So let me just move on with case law, and I'll show how you can cite an SCC judgment. So the citation is actually available on the screen itself. Just 1 second, let me go. Yes, so let us start with word search. Now, this is perhaps the most important tool for doing case law research, and you need to understand this very properly, because there are multiple features that will help you in finding the particular judgments you're looking for in an easier fashion. Sometimes you know the judgment you're looking for, so there are two ways, right? You know, I'm looking for, let's say, Maneka Gandhi. In that case, I will just type Maneka Gandhi. Yeah, you don't even have to type the whole judgment. You type Maneka Gandhi, and you will find the Maneka Gandhi and For example, so all words. What all words means is that it will search for Maneka as well as Gandhi, both of these words, not necessarily together. Then, so but both of these words should be there in your search. Uh, then I'll just take questions after I've explained this. Okay. Then there is the phrase option, which means Maneka and Gandhi should appear together. So Maneka Gandhi is a phrase, and I'm searching for the entire phrase. So all judgments that have Maneka Gandhi in its like in you. I hope you understand what phrase means, and so that is how it will search. Then any words, what this would mean, it does not matter if there is Maneka Gandhi together, if there are both Maneka and Gandhi in the same judgment. What it matters is either there is Maneka, either there is Gandhi. So any word appearing in the judgment, it will appear. Boolean is something different, so we'll get to that later. Then you can select search all databases. Databases here means all the law reports, or all, for example, SCC Online is a database, AI All India Reporter is a database, or your preferred database if you have selected that option. If you have selected your preferred databases in the settings, which I'll show, then you can. So I know the Maneka Gandhi judgment was in the year somewhere in 1980s. So I'll just select 1981, and I want to know till now how many times the judgment has been cited, right? And a search area, you can also select in. So I only want the. Now if I don't think I should go with the party name option. Author would mean the judge who has authored, but citations only would mean in the citation the name appears. Quorum is the quorum of judges, so the judges sitting on the bench deciding the case. And judge only, this is only for the Supreme Court. So for example, I want to find judges authored by Indira Banerjee. Not, so I can select if she is the author only. So if Indira Banerjee is the author of a judgment between 1981 to 2002, all those judgments will appear. If I want to select that Indira Banerjee is on the quorum between 1981 and 2022, then all those judgments will appear. And here you can select the from the judges list. You can select, this is currently only available for Supreme Court, but all judges names are available. For example, there's Arun Mishra, and so Arun Mishra is selected automatically, and every judgment authored by Arun Mishra will appear. So this is regarding to find judgments through a judge. So for example, I know this judgment, but I can't remember the name, but I know it was passed by Arun Mishra. I use this type of research. If I am looking for Arun Mishra's judgments, I want to analyze his career or his decisions on a particular area of law, then I use this option. Now let's go back to Maneka Gandhi's example. So I want every judgment that has cited Maneka Gandhi. So what do? I type Maneka Gandhi, I select phrase, I select this year, and I select entire document, and then I search. Now these are the various resources that the search results will show. So digest notes. Now what are digest notes? Digest notes is like a, so this is a digest note, as you can see. So this is a digest note on Article 21 ecology. This is a topic of law, and there is a small note regarding that topic related to Article 21 and 32, where this Maneka Gandhi's name, the case law is there, and which is, so if I am looking for citations of Maneka Gandhi in a digest note, that is in these small summaries regarding various topics of law and subtopics of law, then I can uh, then those will be available. But here I'm only looking for judgments, so I can, so and there are more options that you can deselect and select to narrow down your search results. I hope you just understand this clearly, because it will help you in narrowing down, or it will become easier for you to navigate the particular judgment you that is relevant for you or that you are looking for. So you can deselect and select multiple options. So now I select judgments only because I don't want to look at anything else. I'm only finding for judgments where Maneka Gandhi has been cited. I'm only interested in Supreme Court judgments because Supreme Court judgments are more persuasive, or they have high authority, or whatever is my reason. And you select only Supreme Court, which is the option. And everything else get deselected automatically. The other things that you can change is the sort option. So there are multiple, you can sort by the party name, you can sort by court name, you can sort by chronology, quorum. I'll go for chronological oldest first. And then all judgments appear. The first judgment is the original judgment that I was looking for, that is Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India. Now what SCC does, first it prepares a head note. So this black the bold highlighted part that you see is the head note of the judgment, where they've tried to summarize the important part. So the judgment is about Article 21, about the right to travel abroad. That is then what was held in brief. They held that right to travel abroad is part of personal liberty. In very brief and small phrases, they try to summarize the judgment. So this is where you can understand if this is the judgment you're looking for or you're not looking for. There are head notes regarding various things that the judgment talks about in different paragraphs. After that, after going through all the so this is also part of the head note, where in brief they've explained the facts, then what was held in the judgment as per the judgments given by. This is not part of the judgment. Okay, this is prepared by SCC in brief, so that you can instead of going through the entire judgment, which is very very long, this is the head note prepared regarding multiple points of law discussed in the judgment. And everything, that every article that is used. So if Article 21 is there, you can select, and then Article 20. So if I select this, Article 21 will appear on a new tab. So this is one of the features. Then if, for example, the head notes is also hyperlinked to the various paragraphs in the original judgment. So for example, this is a point of law which talks about enforcement of a fundamental right in relation to Article 21. And I want to, now this is something that is interest to me for whatever purposes of my research or for something that I'm studying. And then it will direct me to the paragraph in the judgment where this, from where this point has been picked up and put into the head note. And after the head note, the head note is this long because the judgment talks about multiple things, which is why the head note is this long. So you can imagine how long the judgment would be. And once you're done, my god, this is quite long. I think I've missed where the judgment is starting. But the point is that after the head note is over, then it is there when the judgment starts. Now, what you can do with a judgment? So you can copy citation and party name to clipboard. What this does is, so the party name and the citation, which is here. Yes. So if I want to cite this judgment, I don't have to type by myself Maneka Gandhi versus Union of another, and this is the citation. This part I cannot select on SCC, which is a problem because this is not HTML. I cannot select anything, which is why I'm not able to highlight this part. But this is the citation 919781 SCC 248, and you can, if I select this option, it gets saved to my clipboard. So I have saved this here, and then I can just, so I can control V it in the chat, and so this is how I can use this feature to save citations. Then
Can you please repeat this? How to save citations?
yes, so I just have to select on the copy this option. You can see the copy party name and citation to clipboard. I just have to
Okay.
select this option, and it is automatically copied to my clipboard. And then, as you might know, Control V shortcut, or the if not Control plus V, you can just paste. So that's what I did right now. I pasted it on the chat box, and it got pasted. So it is copied to my clipboard, which means at the moment, anywhere I Control V or anywhere I paste something, this citation will be pasted. This is what it means when something is copied to your clipboard. If I in the before pasting, if I have copied something else, this citation will go. So you need to so that if you're not aware of how clipboard works, this is how this is the the problem, but this is how it works. Okay, what this is so so 248 is the so if for example 1978 is the year of the where this judgment is reported in the 1978 wala year ke volumes. One is the number of volumes. So in the year 1978, the first SCC volume के अंदर 248 is the serial number of this judgment. This is what these numbers in SCC is the journal. In the journal 1978 year wale volumes, the first volume, and in that first volume number 248. This is where you find this judgment. After that, this is the option of adding it to your folders. If for example I am preparing a folder of all the landmark judgments and all the landmark constitutional judgments, so I add this new folder here. I select new folder. Sorry, this is taking time to load, but what I'll do is I select new folder, I make the new folder, I type landmark constitutional judgments, and I add Manika Gandhi to that folder. Yes, here. So you basically I write landmark on law judgments, and then I select this because that's the system created, and I select this folder. Okay. So now this judgment has been added to your folder, which you can access from going to my account, and then you can find your folders there. The third is case ref. Okay, smart copy, and now what does smart copy means? Is you can this is where it allows you to select. So you can select paragraphs in SCC, entire paragraphs. These are not paragraphs. Okay, this is part of the head note. I have to find where the judgment starts. So this is the smart copy option, which is also quite helpful, especially when SCC does not allow us to copy paste from the judgment. Right, here is a paragraph, correct. So now I select the smart copy option, and then if I select this paragraph, I want to smart copy. Wait, I'll just share my entire screen because you're not able to see this. 1 second. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So what I did was, if this is the paragraph that I find important, then I go to smart copy, I select this paragraph, and it will new tab here, and it is here that I can copy paste. So if and you can also send this extract to yourself. So I can not just one paragraph, I can select multiple paragraphs. Then I can copy this part. I can so you cannot copy the entire judgment. I cannot copy things from the entire judgment, but I can this is a new feature that SCC added, which is helpful, especially because it does not allow you. I cannot copy. You see, I'm trying to, but I cannot select anything. But I can use the smart copy feature to select paragraphs, and then these paragraphs will I can do smart copy. I think it's reloading because of some reason. But what happens is a new tab appears where I can either send these paragraphs to myself in mail, from where it will be sent as a PDF copy, or I can copy from here itself. Is this clear? Is this feature clear? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened here. I'll just go back. Now, some features are remaining, and I'll use this example that is here in the chat box. Yeah, POXO Act. DNA results can't be conclusive ground for bail. For instance, this is DNA. I want to select this phrase. DNA results can't be conclusive ground for bail. I select the option of phrase because I don't want it giving me multiple results where DNA is used in one judgment, result is used. I don't want that. I want the entire phrase. But if now it's from, and let's say judgments from after independence, all judgments. So I select the year 1950, when the Supreme Court came into effect. A phrase, all databases, entire document. Yes, I think this is good enough. I search. Now the problem here is perhaps there was no judgment where the entire phrase was used. So not a very smart strategy to search that way. What I can rather use is so you have to be a little smart with your search strategy, and that's you understand that by searching yourself. So because I know, can you use Google Lens? Yes, you can use Google Lens. Google can allow you to like, there is no restriction. And how will SCC understand that you're using your camera and clicking a picture, right? So yes, you can use Google Lens. It's not, I have tried that. It's not the best strategy because some words get here and there. But with this, I think the smart copy feature just makes things easier. So that is that. 1 second. That's the DNA. Yeah. So what I can do is, so DNA results conclude. I write DNA results. Yes. DNA result. Yeah, I get the option here itself. I remove this extra conviction. Now I know that I have to look and I go for all words and then I search. Oh, I still don't. Yeah. Now I get search results. Now I'm only looking for POXO, right? So here is the option of search within search results. What that means is very basic. I write, so in the search results that are presented before me over here, where after this it will only show me the search results where POXO is also mentioned within the search results that appeared by my initial search that I did. And then you go through these judgments to find if there's no other option but to then check. There are only 8 judgments that have appeared, and then I have to go through the judgment. The blue part is everything that's part of my search, which also finds a mention here, is in blue. So you can track that to find. So I'm looking for DNA here. So that do I have DNA? And let me also search DNA. It becomes easier. So when you do that, DNA and POXO both. So it's not it will here you will find uh, if I can delete the POXO option here, or I can delete the DNA option here. It's a bit slow. The internet's really a problem. I'm sorry. The POXO got deleted. Yes. Right. Now you can't control F here, unfortunately. But you can use the yes. Here I have POXO. Let's look for DNA so that we can be closer to the point that we're looking for. Is DNA.
So I wanted to ask if we could initially just type DNA, and then when we get to this tab, we'll type POXO.
Yes, we can definitely do that. You can even do it right now. So I'll just let me type DNA. So the thing is, you have to be creative with finding your search. You don't know judgment may you don't know what phrase is exactly used in the judgment unless you already know that. What you know is you have a proposition in mind that you are trying to look for information. What now, for example, I want to delete POXO. I'm looking. I realize that let me find this argument in any law, not necessarily under the POXO Act. Then I can delete the POXO search also. And here I'll find uh, uh, related to just DNA. Here, if I select just DNA, then it will only the POXO result will not show. The POXO search, the sub search that we've used, that will not show. It will only show me search results related to DNA. If I select on the POXO tab, it will only show me search results related to POXO if I want to go that way. So if you during your search results, if you want to course correct, if you want to if your mind changes or if your proposition changes, whatever, these are the various ways that you can search. Now going back to the features that are available, you will get the hang of searching judgments as you go along. I don't think it is something that I can teach you in just one session. To be honest, it does take a lot of time to find the exact judgment that you're looking for when you don't know what word to look for. But try to keep your search general in the first time, and use the search within search results option to then narrow down your options. The coming back to the features that are available in what you can do when you have opened a judgment. So we did smart copy. This is to remove the selection that you've made. So everything that you've selected, if you want to deselect it, you use the remove selection. Then the sharing link. So you get the link of the judgment over here, which you can copy to clipboard again, and you can share it to your friends, or you can share it in your document, whatever you want to do with it. You can change the font size, you can print. So print, the option is true print and non-true print. So what this means is that true print will have the SCC. You can select you can select the page numbers. This is mainly used for if you want to present something to the court, or you want to present something in the moot court. Now I know that my point of law is only in the first 10 pages, let's say, and I don't want to waste pages. I select 596 to 606 and I select print. I don't know if the document will appear on the site. Okay. Anyway, so it got saved as a PDF, which I'll not be able to show because I'm not sharing my entire screen. But what happens in the true print option is the SCC logo is also available on the judgment. So when you are presenting in the court, the lawyers will usually go for the true print option, because that certifies that the judgment has been printed from SCC. But for moot court purposes, you can go for the non-true print option, where the SCC logo is not available on the judgment, and the judgment is without the SCC logo essentially. Then you can mail yourself the judgment. You can also select the number of pages you want to mail yourself. This is the save option where the judgment will get saved as a PDF. So this is about it. So now so this is how you search. Now to check whether this is the right judgment for you, there is no other option but to go through the judgment. And the best part you can go through is you can find whether it's talking about what you are looking for here in the head note. If you can't find it in the head note, I think you can skip and you can go to another judgment. Then you check if this also is there DNA. So I'll not waste time right now because we don't have a lot of time. But
I
this
have
is how
given the
you.
case name in this message box. You can just look at it and search for it. Maybe it will appear.
Sure. Right. So this is the name of the judgment. So we have the name of the judgment, for example. You can also search by party name here because you know the party names already. Or if you know the citation, you can also search by citation. Here, let's search by party name. Now, sometimes this search by party name option does not work, but I don't know which court this is in, right? I don't know which court.
Aurangabad bench of Mumbai High Court. Aurangabad bench.
So so I go for Bombay High Court, and I type the party name. Let's see if this case is available. Perhaps it's not able to find it by party name because this does become a problem because you have to type the exact party name through which it is saved. Now here the famous case, I'll go back to the judgment in the earlier search interface, but I'll just show another feature of the party name search option. You can search by famous case names. So for example, we know the privacy judgment, the case Puttaswamy, but it is famously known as the privacy judgment. So I can type privacy judgment here. No, it's not working right now. Essentially, what this option does is I don't know why it's not showing results currently. What other?
Devangi,
Yes,
what
sir.
you have to do is select the court, no?
No, sir. For famous case names, you don't have to select the code also.
Yeah, that is
It
there,
just-
but sometime it will require, no? Just select something, then it will appear.
Okay, let me go for
Yeah,
Nirbhaya case.
Yeah.
I type Nirbhaya because it's available. So the name of the case is not Nirbhaya case. The name of the case is this Mukesh versus State, but it is famously known as the Nirbhaya case. So there are some cases that are uploaded in this manner, and you can use your keyword. So perhaps now, so here I've not selected the coded, but it's working right now, thankfully. So the right to privacy case, and I think KS Puttaswamy will appear. So this is another feature. Let's go back to search and the judgment that we are looking for. This is search. Type the judgment, and I know it's in and I search. It's perhaps we just type Dashrath and see. And we also know the year, right? You've mentioned the year, 14 July 2020. So we can use that option as well. So I just put Dashrath and I put the year 2020. So I go 2020. Now I know that the judgment is from Bombay High Court. I select Bombay. I'm doing this procedure because I was not able to find the judgment in the straightforward manner. So I'm finding ways to. So somehow I'm able to find the judgment. Now the judgment is on 4th of July. Basically, I have to go through the search results. I know the month, I know the year, and this is how I try to find the judgment. This might seem like a longer procedure, but when you're not able to find it directly because of you perhaps don't have the correct case name. You tweak the case name. You make sure that your case name is correct. Let's remove the son of option and then try. Perhaps then we are able to find the judgment. The thing is, you have to find creative ways to and I know the year is 2020. So let's so that we get lesser options. And I don't get it still. Oh, I didn't select the year. Wait. You can also select the year from down below. You can see. Now I know he's the now I can use the detail regarding this Hiraman. So I know his father's name is Hiraman. So that might be somewhere there in the judgment. So I do search within search. I don't find this judgment. But now, one thing would be that perhaps the judgment is not available on SCC, which is also an option. But I would still suggest that you find, if you go through several modes, you tweak something. Perhaps Dashrath ki spelling is without the H, and then try to find it. But I'll move on from this. For some reason, we are unable to find this judgment, but it can happen. You can still find different ways of, you have to try 7 to 8 times, and perhaps you somehow find the judgment. But it is possible that you don't find a judgment if it is not uploaded, which is a rarity. But some judgments from the high courts are sometimes not uploaded, because only those judgments that have been reported, they are the judgments that you'll find on the SCC Online from high courts. So let's, but instead of wasting time, I'll just show how other search options work. So this is finding case law by a section. So now perhaps we can use POXO Act. Yeah. Process. Let's go with the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now I'm looking for Section 8 of Prevention of Corruption Act. Go. So all judgments relating to Section 8 Prevention of Corruption Act I can find over here. I can not just judgments, okay, digest notes, acts, the news wala option, and judgments, and whatever that I have to look for, I can then search within search if it's something particular that I'm looking for, and you can use this option essentially. Are there any questions? Just a second, we'll also go through find by topic. So there are certain, so this is the list that they already have, and if so of the statutes, then under the statute, so for example, it's Constitution of India. But I'm looking for privacy judgments, for example. We don't have that topic. Do you have the topic of health, medical and health law? Yes, this is under medical and health law. These are the topics that they have: public health, professional standards, right to practice. So you select a topic, and here also then you have the option. You can, do you want to search in headings? Do you want to search everywhere? Do you want to search in digest notes? I want to search everywhere, and then go. And then so you have everything related to right to practice under medical and health law, and in digest notes, in judgments, in acts, and then you can search within. For example, I only want to know about Maharashtra. I just type Maharashtra and search within search, and then everything, then the such search results then are accordingly curated. So there's only right to practice under medical and health law in Maharashtra, and then everything related to that is available. I was looking for an article, for example, on this topic, so I can just go for article. I don't want to know judgments. I'm looking for everything that is written on this topic, everything that is that has been written, and then I can go for the articles option, and then accordingly I can go through the articles and search whatever point that I'm looking for. So this is the search by topic option. And then words and phrases. The words and phrases is where for example, here I'm looking for murder with weapon, and like I'm looking for, so this is where I'm looking for a word and phrase that will appear in the judgment or appear in the digest notes, and I'm not aware what the entire phrase is, but I'm looking for a phrase just which has these words. This is what this option is about. Just go with murder for now. Yes, so this will show me this will show me the commentary related to anything related to murder. So where, for example, here we have this words and phrases is to understand. I'm sorry, I got confused. The words and phrases option is to understand about a topic. So I want to understand about murder, and the SCs, for example, it would have, it's just like if you have a commentary book on IPC and you are go under the murder option, and what is murder is explained. This is where the words or phrase option comes into play, where so it has explained under murder, it has explained what murder is, or it has explained where you can find about murder. And so this is where this option so let's try something else. Let's try price or so you want to, we can also use legal maxims here. So ignore in the this the maxim of ignoria excusatur. So it explains. So you have this maxim. This is what this ignorance of fact may excuse, but not ignorance of law. This is what it tries. So this might come helpful if you're looking for what a particular word means or what a legal maxim means, etc. Now I would like to explain the Boolean feature option. So there are certain certain tricks that you can use to narrow down your searches. So I want to look for example, a case where murder has been done with either knife or with a pistol. These are the this is the particular search that I'm looking for. So I will type murder. With murder, I'll type and, because I want murder. This and means that the word that I will be typing after murder is the word that has to be in my search result along with murder. So I say knife or pistol, and I put knife or pistol in bracket because I want the word murder. With murder, I either want the word knife or I want the word pistol. And this near means ki how near from the word murder do I want these words knife or pistol to be. So of course, if I'm looking for a sentence murder with knife or murder with pistol, I want the near search, let's say, to 5 words, because in that range I think uh, the sentence would make sense, and then I go for search option. Yes. So now you can find search results where, so it says, so I have all search results relating to where murder was done with where the word knife or pistol is available. So I can use this to go, and then of course I have to narrow down. I only want recent Supreme Court judgments regarding that topic, and I'll search by chronology latest first, because later Supreme Court judgments would make more sense. And I'm only looking for, let's say, where the accused has been convicted, or so I can search convicted or conviction, or something, or punishment, some word like that, which will only show me cases where the accused has been convicted. uh, so see, so I have the word murder and I have the word pistol. Yeah, so here the word knife is not there because I'm either looking for murder or I'm either looking for pistol. If I was looking for both, I'm looking for a case where murder has been committed by both knife and pistol. I would have searched murder and knife and pistol in brackets. I can, the another way is murder, not murder. Sorry, murder, not knife, and so this will show me results where the word murder is there, but the word knife and pistol do not appear. And I'll go for the Boolean option. So the keywords, the other ways I'm looking for negligence and see negligence and, for example, tort. I want the word tort and negligence to appear. The other way, the other Boolean word is near. So what this means here, this near range option you'll do. So I want negligence to be near. If I'm looking for a case where negligence is near, let's say, compensation near medical negligence. This is a more smarter way to search. Where I'm looking for a medical negligence case where compensation has been given. Now, if I just search compensation and medical negligence, anywhere in the judgment the word compensation and medical negligence exists, it will show me the result. But I know that I'm looking particularly for cases where compensation is being given due to medical negligence. That would mean in a sentence these two words are necessarily to appear near to each other. Where I can use the near option, I can select what near means in my context till 20 words. I think I'll go with 5 words, for example, and I search. And so see, you get relief. These digest notes are also very helpful. So if you find a digest note regarding what you are looking for, you find the case laws just down there. So you don't, so you know exactly. So this becomes easy to find out the case law that you can use to cite or to support your argument. So what are the Boolean words? I'll just type the Boolean words that we have that we can use. So we have near, we have and, or. Let me see what other Boolean words we can use. Yeah, these are the other. I'm giving some more examples in the chat box. So now let us understand what this search result would mean. So this would mean I'm looking for an accident case where either the word vehicle appears, car appears, bus appears, or truck appears. Basically, I'm looking for an accident by a four-wheeler case, because if there's any four-wheeler, car, truck, or bus, it would mean the case would it would not change the result of the case. So I'm looking basically for an accident where a four-wheeler vehicle is there. But just in case I'm not able to find, for example, I know that not all judgments will mention what the vehicle is. So this search query will give me a result where near the word accident, either the word vehicle is there, car is there, bus is there, or truck is there. So it will give me all search results where accident has occurred due to a vehicle. Right? So I've given too much information. I would like to take a break. I think also it is extended for a very long time. Are there any questions before? I think we'll need a second session because I think I've missed a few things. But let's take a couple of questions and then resume this. End the session for now so that it's not a very long session. We can take a part 2 to brush up the basics and to go to understand to understand the search feature better. But before we do that, I would expect all of you to try searching for things by yourselves, especially with these Boolean features, and see what doubts then creep up, or what doubts what you're not able to understand, or how you're not able to use the search feature effectively. Are there any questions for now?
Hello.
Yes, Aditya.
Can you just share your screen and let us know that how to log in into the SCC Online platform?
Yes. Can you see my MyLoft?
Yes. Go ahead.
So the first thing is you have to download the MyLoft extension, which you can download from Google. Which I'm sure you just have to type MyLoft extension, and you just have to select and it gets downloaded. I open my MyLoft. For me it is already signed in because of course I had signed in earlier. But if you've not signed in, you just have to put in your username and your login password, which you'll get from college. Then you go to e-resources. You select databases. You select SCC Online. You select login, and here you select the IP login option, and you put in your college email ID, whatever is your college email ID. So which is with the extension @ilslaw.in. You put that email ID and you log in. It's that simple. Is that clear? How the
Devangi, one
Yes,
second.
sir.
One thing, can you please open once again that MyLoft? Because some
Yes.
people they're required the registration once again. Create the membership, because some students they are facing, they have not created, because at the induction program I have mentioned those processes, but I think they are facing the problem. So can you please open once again SCC online platform so that I can elaborate? Just click on login. Yeah. So students here, if you see, there is a registration here tab. So you have to click on that particular tab. Here you have to use your login ID, which is provided by the college, and that login ID you have to mention, and then after that you have to enter your this first name and then last name, whatever your name is there. Then click on register and login button. Then only you
Sir,
can
login ID will be mail ID provided by college.
college only. For example, first name Yash dot Agrawal, something number is there, digit are there, @ILSlaw.in. So that is you have to do the registration process. This is the basic thing actually you have to do for the SCC online, which is it's totally depend on you people. If you are not doing this task, no registration process, you are not able to log in the SCC online. So you will face the problem. That is the issue. Okay, thank you, Devangi. So students, it's near about, I think, 1.5 hours. Devangi is explaining all those basic, research, how to do, what are the different features available on the SCC online platform. She has explained very well, and then at the minute level details also she has explained with the proper example. So I think this session will definitely help you to do the legal research paper, writing the research paper, and then for mood competition, and then other thing also. So I think if you have any questions, maybe you can raise right now. But I think she has covered all the features which is available on the platform. So we are going to end this session now, because maybe you are Devangi. Is there anything left from your side?
I don't think so. I tried to cover the basics. There are some smaller features that might be that one could look into. What I would suggest is everyone who's attended this session right now to go through the website and navigate through it. I think you have my number. You can also reach out to me on WhatsApp or on my email ID. And you can raise any questions. So because I'm the ambassador, any smallest of questions or doubts that you have regarding SCC Online, if the website is not working, if it has crashed and things like that, or also if you have any questions related to how to research something on SCC, you can always reach out. And yes, I think we can have a second session later on to as a follow up. Can you share your email? I'm not ma'am, I'm one of the students. You can just call me Devangi, please.
Yeah. She's also your student, dear students, and she's the EBC SCC Online ambassador, and she's going to help for your development.
Just one last thing, yes. There is also the SCC Online blog. It's very easy to understand, and you can also publish on the blog. So if you're willing to publish something, you can reach out to me. You can also check the option on the website, and the blog has the blog has news. The blog has multiple information regarding the judges. I'll just share my screen. It will take 5 minutes, and we can also go through the blog once. Sorry, the wrong screen. Yes. The blog. So you can access the blog from here, that is from the SCC website, or you can just type scconline.blog and it will appear. The blog has multiple things. It has the news, it has op-eds, there's an experts corner where there are interviews by multiple. The experts corner has information or interviews by several experts that have collaborated with SCC. There is Khaitan, there's Kapil Madan. Then there are case briefs regarding important Supreme Court judgments that are explained in brief. There are legislations, cases, law school news where you can find internships, moot courts, know thy judge where they have information regarding particular judges. For example, Anil Qureshi, who recently retired, or Indra Banerjee and judges like that. There are interviews taken by law students of important scholars, lawyers, professionals. There's also this new tab regarding mental health, which is articles on mental health, which I think is extremely important and it just recently added a week ago. There's also IDIA information, and you can subscription, which you don't have to really worry about because the college has subscription. And if you want to publish something, you can reach out to me and we can figure out how your blogs could be in the op-ed section can be uploaded on the SCC blog. So yeah, that's about it. You can understand the blog website by yourself, and there's quite multiple. You can find much information like you use live law and bar and bench. Similarly, SCC Online does the same things. It has important articles and important information regarding what is happening in high courts and supreme courts.
Yeah.
So that is about
it.
It.
Thank you, Devangi, for your spacious time to giving the detailed information about this SCC Online platform and then SCC Online blog and addressing all the questions. So definitely we required you to, for the student, first year student, and even for the second year and third year also, we are going to conduct the sessions very shortly. So thank you for your time and then explanation. Yeah. Thank you, students. Yes, if you have any query, maybe you can reach to the Devangi. If you have any query regarding
sorry, sir, to interrupt. I think I've put my email ID in the chat box, and someone asked me how you can contact me, and I think sir had mentioned my number
even number and then email ID also. I think it is there. So if you require once again, maybe I can share with you all once again. Maybe
this is my WhatsApp number. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. And in case you didn't understand anything today because of language barriers or because of connectivity issues, you can also personally reach out to me as well. I know English and I know Hindi and Marathi. So I can, if language is a barrier, that can also be addressed. Yes.
Thank you, Devangi. Thank you, student. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sir, just what about enlist credentials? We have not received.
I think Siddharth, at the initial only we have explained because we have already started creating the this registration for enlist. I think 50 to 60% student they have received the enlist platform because we are in a process. At the back end working is in progress. I mean 60% has been done. 40% within 2 days you are able to log in on enlist platform. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, if there is any problem, we have to contact you only, right? Regarding library resources.
Sure, definitely. Okay. Library@ilslaw.in email ID is there. So I think at the, during the induction program, I think you were there, Siddharth.
No, I wasn't, sir.
You were not there. Okay, no issue, Siddharth. So library@ilslaw.in email ID is there. So maybe you can contact with mail. So that will be there. We can understand your problem properly. So that
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.